Oh, I forgot the loop. Sorry. All right, we are live. We are here on live right with you tonight. This is a new year, 2023, January the 2nd. You made it to this year. You ought to be satisfied, and happy. But know that this coming year can be your worst year or your best year. How about you make it your best year to come back and keep going up the ladder as each year goes by? We're on here tonight. We're going to deal with relationships and marriages. Topic tonight, we're going to deal with why women have become masculine in their behavior. It's like we're now raising women to be men, independent. Why? How did this happen? But tonight we're going to dig into this topic. We're going to talk about it. Listen, you got 4 new shows coming on this week. Be very attentive as we run the commercials from time to time right here on Facebook and other channels. Letting you know, even on the television network, of these upcoming shows who have tapped in to be heard. This television station is looking for a new breed, new understanding, new people, fresh ideas. Uh, TV as normal, we're trying to break the cycle along with the new television network, out with the old and in with the new. Uh, and so certainly we're happy to know that we are actually here to make sure that we change this new bridge of television. Not every day that you find a Dr. Stevens has made his arrival. Uh, Not every day you find a minority with a television network. It just don't happen every day. God did it. I'm not ashamed to say God did it. Uh, Don't give up on your dreams. Man, don't give up on your dreams. Woman, you have an idea. Find someone to connect with to embrace your your dream. Don't let your dream die. Let the dream live. Martin Luther King had a dream, and what he dreamed came to reality. You have a dream that needs to come to reality. I've had several dreams, and I got one more dream that have not come to pass, but all my other dreams are coming to pass. And you ain't gonna get it by being lazy and sorry and being a nothing. You got to get up. Ain't nothing coming to a sleeper but a dream, and it ain't gonna stay too long. So you got to make yourself available for your dream to come to pass. I want to say tonight, as we move toward this show, stop looking on this time to go clock in on a job. Look in to become an owner of a company. Now, if you got careers where you went to school and you taught and you teach in school, or you are like Dr. Steve, he educated, he got to sit in the classroom because he has to educate somebody to be smart enough to do what I'm doing here now. And you got other people who have career with medical doctors. We need you. Since me telling you no lie. Because if I get sick, I'm going to the doctor. You got to tell me to go to the doctor. I'm going straight to the doctor. That's where I'm going. And so we need them that go to school to become doctors and work. But I'm saying to you that need you can't get yourself together. Most of the time it's because you are fighting your dream of who you are. And you need to become that dream who you are. Find someone to embrace and invest into you and become faithful and stable to it. Dr. Steve, now we turn to you right now. Good to see you online on 2023. And certainly we're happy to have you. We know Dr. Ford is on his way in shortly. And and good to see you on here tonight. As we move to 2023, we got to step it up. We're gonna have to get knee deep in this thing and go to finding out what's really knocking on the doors around here, psychologically, mental, upon each other's mind. So good evening to you. Unmute that thing. Come on, talk to us as we get started with this topic tonight.
It's good to be here. I hope everyone's new year is off to a great start.
Yeah.
As we have reached a peak and begin to resolve the holiday rush and the holiday excitement, as that begins to decline and we begin to face the upcoming challenges of 2023, we're excited to hear about the various things that we're going to be discussing on this show and gain wisdom. Gain wisdom. The Bible declares that there is safety in the multitude of counsel. So I'm excited that we get a chance to provide a different option from what may be the mundane in various areas. And this is a show that is geared towards marriage, men, couples, things of that sort. So we're excited about what we are going to dive into on this first Monday of 2023.
Right. So well, let the showdown begin. So we're dealing with tonight why, and I don't need. I'm asking the question why, but I don't need the answer certainly, and I know Dr. Stevens don't need the answer, and our co-host Bard don't need the answer. But we're dealing with women who have become more masculine than ever. Their behavior is men behavior. And so it can't hardly lead them, can't guide them. They no longer wants to be a help meet, but rather be the meet winner. And in this day and time, I don't know about you, but I've seen it where I see the men sitting on the passenger seat and the woman getting out even pumping the gas. She's paying all the bills. He's at home cooking and cleaning for the children. I've seen it. I've had four tales of this here happen in my office, how they talk about this and how they deal with how they have succumbed, one would say, to women who have become so independent in this day and time. And then they say, well, we got to be independent because there is no male around. There is no man around, and the man that I do have, he have kids with me, but he ain't taking care of the children. So I'm stuck with the bag to take care of what I have to do when it comes to a man not being around. I have to become that man who knows how to cut a yard and hang the the curtain and the ceiling fans and now they'll learn how to change the oil and the tires on their car.
Well, now,
Go
now
ahead. I'm gonna pause at the end.
this is the an interesting vantage point that I like to point out, because you said that many of our women are becoming masculine, and when I say we, I mean we from a generalized collective standpoint. Many of the women in our culture have become more masculine. Well, it's interesting that when you identify an ideology that's built upon sameness, and what I mean by sameness is that we are the same. We are the same. We are the same. And if we are the same, then you must do what you didn't once do.
Right.
And so, and when I hear independence, when I hear within various echo chambers, I'm independent.
Right.
You're crazy. You are crazy. And I'm going to say this till the cows come home. Independence is an illusion.
That is what it is, Doc.
Independence is an illusion. You are an illusion. And furthermore, when we hear that someone is independent, who are you independent from? That's the challenge. Who are you independent from? Because men did not allow that to be the bedrock of our calling card. We're independent. We're independent. And part of the reason why you don't hear that, and that has never been a generalized popular trope from men, because these are the things that are expected, required, and demanded of us.
Right.
These are the things that are demanded of us. When you speak in terms of women being more masculine, and whenever a man gives an objective observation concerning gender differences and how we have changed the social contract between both men and women, when a man observe that and give his objective view, it's going to always sound like you don't like women, or you are attacking a lady, but you are observing the culture, and these things are exposed because in some instances, in many instances, you are not qualified to say what you dislike within our modern setting, within our cultural setting. You can't say, our women within our modern culture have become more masculine.
Right.
So if women become more masculine, it's not because of men. That is not honest. Now, let me clarify this. Being responsible is not being masculine. It is being an adult.
Rewind that one more time and play that one more time.
Being responsible is not being masculine. It is being an adult.
That's it.
So if you pay your bills, That's what adults do.
Do.
If you pay your car note,
Yeah.
that's what adults
Do. That's it.
If you buy your groceries, adults do that.
That's right.
That's
It
what
is.
adults do.
Yeah.
So if you want to be applauded,
Elder
or
Shirley.
it should be heralded
Uh-huh.
because you are doing what adults do. It gives an indication that that is not the normal expectancy.
Right.
If it's got to be highlighted.
Right.
Case in point,
Uh-huh.
Kobe Bryant averaged 30 points a game.
Uh-huh.
Kobe Bryant averaged 25, 30 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, and if someone was to interview him and say, hey, you're scoring 25, 30 points a game, Kobe Bryant's typical response should be, that's what I normally do.
That's about normal behavior.
That's what I normally do. So men don't say, oh, I pay my own bills. I buy my own car. I buy my own this. I buy my own that. I buy my own stuff. I'm an INDE independent. That is expected. If a man by a certain time don't have his own car, that's a problem. If he cannot provide a life for himself, then that poses another problem. So men are not. It is not a generalized idea that men earmark that we're independent.
Right.
That is that's not a compliment because that's our normal.
That's right. That's right.
That's our normal.
That's right.
That's our normal. That's our normal. And when we see various things in terms of the feminine counterpart, our feminine counterpart desiring to express various qualities that are masculine, it has nothing to do with you being responsible.
True.
If you are a single lady, or if you're or even if you're in a relationship and how your relationship is framed, that's between you and that person.
This is true.
No one has anything to do with that. Talk to that man talks to that lady, and how you guys and deal with the forward mobility of that relationship. No one can define that. But when we're dealing with masculine traits, many times I'm gonna just say it, y'all pray for me so they can look at me in their tone of voice or not. Many times when we see various masculine traits from the women that express those masculine traits, they are typically mimicking and demonstrating the traits not of men from a generalized perspective. They are typically expressing the traits, the behavioral patterns, the mode of operation that resembles the men they most despise.
That's it.
I'm gonna say it again. They will reflect and resemble, on many cases, the men they despise.
Right.
So you're not mimicking the man that goes home and stays out of everybody's way, go to work. You're not mimicking him. You're mimicking the man that can have. Now here we go. That man that is that boss-like man. That man that is admired for his leadership, his fortitude, and he is admired among men. And can I go a step further? There are other women that desire him too because of his status. Because of his status. I'm gonna say it again. Because of his status, because of his economy, because of his physical stature. That man is not the typical man based upon his status, based upon his personal income, based upon his physical stature. That is the man she wants to mimic and demonstrate, because that man is the man of fortitude. That man is considered the boss-like guy. That man is so now she's the bulldog in the office. She's the bulldog in the office. She now here is the challenge. She is the one that can say various things in a very harsh manner. Whenever men say something, even when we are saying something that could be a critique or an instruction, if we are saying something and communicating something, one of the first things that is highlighted is, I just didn't like his tone.
There you go. That's that right there. It's how you said it. You said it.
But listen, what is interesting is you can be talked to loud. You can be talked to loud.
That's true.
In fact, they can have their neck put into it. They can curse at you. They can curse at you.
Yeah.
And they can also put their hands on you. Now, see, we talk about these various traits and these masculine traits and how they transfer and bleed over into other areas.
Right.
Now here is the challenge. If she's been accustomed to dictating the movement of the relationship, the movement of the family, the movement of how the home is going to be structured, if she is going to dictate that, she is going to dictate the environment, she is going to dictate the parameters and give structure, order, and systems. If she is going to do that, now a man cannot be a man to her. So the only thing that the man can do is rely on and express what's missing, because she has already developed and has put in place a masculine system.
That's right.
She's been raising her kids all this time. And I'm not going to deal with that. She's been raising the kids. She's been dictating the home. And there's a possibility that the man may get called concerning the kids. The man may get called concerning the kids. And see, you don't have to look at me in that tone of voice, because I'm not even talking to you if I'm not talking to you. So don't look at me in that tone of voice. We know that there are some fathers that get called when she operates in a masculine frame. And that little boy is about 11 or 12, and she cannot maintain that hormonal combustion. He's 11 or 12. He's 12, 13. He's 13, 14. He's 14 wearing a size 13 in shoe. He's 14 wearing a size 13 in shoe. He's past your height at 12. You can't give that type of bullying threat. And yet at the same time, he is able to observe your nurturing emotional energy. And when he sees the opportunity, he plays on it.
Every time.
He plays on it.
That's it.
And here is the thing. You give him this pseudo masculinity and then regret that you gave it, because your pseudo masculinity does not represent what masculinity is.
Yeah.
Just because you slap him,
right,
don't mean that you have exposed to him the importance of his masculine frame or how to develop in that frame.
That's right. That's right.
So after expressing certain pseudo masculine traits, now where's this man going to find? This young boy is going to find the nurturer. Where is he going to find the nurturer? Where is he going to find someone that expresses and gives that type of tenderness? You know why? Because she has been applauded for being a bulldog. Now, mind you, she's had to be a bulldog at work. She's had to be a bulldog at home. She's had to be a bulldog in other places. I understand it. I get it. But now here is the challenge. Where is there a place for a man in your life? Where is there a place for him?
That's it. That's it, man.
When you earmark you don't need him, you start developing certain systems that don't fit or accommodate your innate ability.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
But he's out of there. He's out. He's
right.
out. He's not there.
That's
And
it.
so I still believe that many times that's the thing is men, we have that. There's certain things we have. And one of the challenges we have in terms of our masculinity, in terms of being masculine, is this. And I gotta land this plane.
It's too late.
Yeah, one of the challenges we have is this, is that so many things are deemed toxic.
Right.
If a man expresses what he don't like, he's toxic. If he expresses what he do like, he's toxic. If he asks, say, baby, what would you bring to the relationship? If he's toxic. If he asks, listen, what kind of relationship do you have with your father, with your kid's father? He's toxic. If he asks you, what kind of relationship does he have with your father? What kind of relationship do you have with your father? All of these things, any man that's a thinking man that has any means of discernment or discretion or any type of fortitude, these are things he needs to be aware of if he is thinking beyond the ice cream presentation. Because whether or not she grew up with a father, that plays a difference. That makes a major difference.
That's it.
Did she grow up with a father? Did she observe a man every day?
That's right.
Because for the last 20 years, and this is what a rubber meets the wall, and I got to stop, Apostle. This is when it gets ugly. For the last 20 to 25 years, if not a little longer, what has been earmarked, portrayed, and echoed within various echo chambers, from sitcoms, news, the news media, and all of these various TV shows and movies, men have not been defining what masculinity is. Women have been defining what masculinity is from their talk shows and TV movies and things like that. They made the word toxic masculinity, they earmarked it and made it larger and louder. So so many things that's considered traditionally masculine is now toxic. But all of those traditionally masculine things is what puts you in a position to be protected.
That's it. And that's a fact.
Those things that you consider toxic puts you in a position to be protected, puts you in a position to have the best of that man's problem solving. You get a chance because those are some of his natural masculine traits. But women for the last 20 to 30 years have been defining what masculinity is. And here is the catchphrase. And if anyone say they have never heard this, they're being dishonest and disingenuous. A real man would. If he was a real man, he would. A real man would do thus and so. So if that's not determining and dictating what masculinity is,
then what is?
Explain it to me.
That's what I want to know.
Men have not been saying what masculinity is.
Right.
We listen, we generally in so many instances come from an area where our mom was our dominant force of influence and deposits of wisdom. That she was.
Right.
She was.
Right.
And can you imagine the amount of influence you can have on a society? Because it takes both influences that would give that person balance and perspective.
This is true.
If all you have is a feminine outlook,
that's it.
And I'm not saying mother is wrong. I'm not saying mama is horrible. So don't look at me in that tone of voice. Stop. Don't do it. I didn't say she was wrong. I said, at very best, she can express and explain the various characteristics that she would find appealing in a man. The various characteristics she would like to see in a man.
That's it.
And there is nothing wrong with that. But I can guarantee you, a man, even a man that you said, this is what they'll say, well, you ain't much of no man anyway. You can't teach him how to be a man. A man that you say that's, let me go deeper because I got my shovel out today. I got my shovel out.
You better get in the rabbit hole, Doc. You better go in that rabbit hole.
That man that you deem to be less of a man, that man that you deem below, subpar, and you consider yourself superior to him, that man can still do a more efficient and effective job explaining and expressing the process that will get you the man you want.
Wow. Not through your son husband.
Now, can I peel it on you back one more time? The man that you consider below subpar, that man that you consider less of a man, that man that you consider not man enough, he can still do a better, more efficient and effective job in helping your son navigate through adolescence to manhood better than you can.
There you go.
Because you ain't know. There's nothing wrong with what you like, but what is the process he's going to take?
That's it.
Explain that process.
That's it.
What does it be? What is, and see, this is the thing that is so misleading and we're so warped in tribal times. In tribal times, what they would do is they would have the boys to leave home.
Wow.
And the elder men of the tribe would put the younger boys, the younger men, through an obstacle course. And what those older men would do, they would put those younger boys, younger teenage, adolescent, young adult boys up through this tribal training. And if they don't pass it, they will be exiled from the village. If they didn't pass that tribal training, they could not get, here it goes, they could not get married. They could not get married. Can I go here? They could not bear offspring. But who was responsible for the training? Your mama was never responsible for the training of your manhood.
That's it. It was the father.
It was the father and the men of the tribe. And that young man would have to come back to the tribe. He would have to come back to his village. He'll have to show his skill. He say, "This is what I ate." He'll have to show what he had, how he hunted. He'll have to show, I built me a little hut, because he had to develop all of the survival skills on his own.
That's it. He had to do it.
He had to acquire the knowledge and develop the survival skills.
You remember this? You remember this movie? And I'm gonna let you back in. I just watched it. I watched it over and over. It's called Coming to America #2. Remember when he had to go and get his son and bring him back, but before he could be a king, before he could take on the throne or anything, he had to learn how to go out there and handle the lion and all that kind of stuff before he was even eligible for any position. In other words, he had to step into his manhood and be recognized. He had to earn it.
See, this is the thing that sometimes our women don't take into account. When you are expressing that you're independent, that really puts us in a position to not have to do as much. Now, before
I will turn around on that one.
No.
Make me lazy. Go ahead,
hold on. Let me go a step further. This is why I say that. Because if you're independent and you're independent of me,
Right.
that means you don't call me
Yeah.
to fix it.
You fix it.
You fix it.
That's that dude.
You're independent. You're independent of me. You are independent of me.
Uh-huh.
There's a burglar walking around your house. You deal with it.
That's it.
There's a thrown off man walking around that store, following you around, following you to your car. Go deal with it. Oh, that's all right. That's right. You have a gun. You got a gun. You got a gun. Okay. All right. Cool. Not a problem. Everything seems to be centered around how can we be independent of you?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that trait is, I'm sorry, but can I tell you something? Every man, can I read this comment real quick? Because I'm Miss Pam gotta come in. I'm about to dig in here. I got my shovel out. Y'all better not play with me. Stay with me, because I got my gun loaded, both barrels. So I'm ready for all the smoke. I'm ready for all.
Hey, we got one down here. Just want one. I don't put
all
that
right
because you get through with this one. We're gonna go this one. Come on.
Here you go. Masculinity qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men and boys. And I like that, Miss Pam. Thank you so much for the Wikipedia definition from a generalized standpoint. That is great. I appreciate it. But can we dive in there? I've never heard it mentioned that how can I put it? That a man wants to get married to a woman so that she can be a provider.
I never heard that either.
I never heard of it.
I never heard of it. Maybe something new, this new millennium in.
Yeah. Hey, I just never heard a man say, I've never heard it. I want to marry this lady so that she can be my protector. She is my protector.
That's it.
She's my protector.
That's
y'all crazy.
And they married, they're doing it. They married.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Society and social programming has informed women that their innate qualities should not be applauded. So they abandon it. Yeah. They abandon you cannot be masculine and feminine. You just can't do it.
You can't be
you just can't. You can't.
You just can't be, make a
I don't care. I don't care who said you can look like a woman and think like a man. That is the say that if that is not, listen, if that is not a manifestation of what bipolar is,
what is?
Somebody come and explain this to me. How can you, Lord Jesus, and so, but to so many people, that's profound. That was just profound.
It sounds good.
No, see, watch this. If you're going to look, can I go here? I'm telling you, I'm locked and loaded.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, I'm locked. If you're going to look like a woman and think like a man, young lady, get ready to become repulsive. Get ready for that brother to not want to embrace you.
That's it.
Because if you look like a woman, I'm lured. I'm talking about everything that God gave you, everything that you're born with, that is appealing to us.
That's
so
it.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go natural. The Bible says first natural, then spiritual. Here we go.
Come on,
two natural things. The first natural thing, in terms of the gender definitiveness that God has created.
Right.
Women don't have to add to themselves in order to secure a husband or exclusive relationship.
Talk about it,
She
man.
don't have to add.
Okay. That's it.
Now, what I mean by add, here we go. She don't have to add. She don't have to add a 6-figure salary.
No.
She don't have to add a foreign car. She
No.
don't have to add 30 years, 20 years of in her career. She don't have to add a wealthy business owner. She don't have to add that.
Right.
She don't have to add that. Those things are good. But she don't have to add those things in order to see exclusivity within her relationship.
This is it. This is it.
Now, as a man, now she doesn't have to add, but here is what she does have to do. She have to preserve her femininity.
That's it.
She's got to preserve it.
That's
What do
it.
you mean by that? I'm gonna say it again. I don't want to go into details. So you young women, you go ask your grandma, because go ask your grandma and your aunties. Grandma, what does it look like when I preserve my femininity? What does it look like when I preserve my feminine essence? What does it look like when I embrace what it means and the importance of softness and why that softness is important to a man? Ask your grandma that. Ask your grandma, your mom, because that listen, don't look at me in that tone of voice. It's something about biology that would give you the simplicity.
Yeah.
She's soft. She is born soft. You
Right.
hard. You hard.
Right.
You hard. Bottom line, you gotta be hard.
Right.
How can you expect someone to protect and they are not hard?
Winter Ward, you hear this? We're going to post your comments next. You hear this, Winter Ward? You cannot play hermaphrodite. You got to be the woman, and it got to be a man.
Here you go. I want to read this comment because I'm about to go into this rabbit hole.
Come on with it.
I can't read the comment.
Yeah,
Let me read
it.
this.
Read it.
Here it goes. Here it goes. She had no choice representing both parents. Possible explaining the roles of a man in the family would have been good, but we're too busy taking care of the family and not aware of the need in the family. Now, I have to peel this onion back because I hope your statements stay here. Let the statement stay here. I want to deal with this because everyone has a choice.
Yeah.
We're human beings. We're human. Now, whenever we say we have no choice, it's because the other choices we had, we dismissed them.
Yeah. This is true.
We have choices. Now, here is the reality. We don't always like the outcome of our choices.
Yeah, that's true.
There is no way you can represent a man and a woman. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Even
Now,
even if you are an hermaphrodite, you still stuck with that one chart. Even though you have both genitals, you still stuck with that leading chart, and it's that. This is medically proven.
You have a choice. Everyone, if life gives you no choices, then God is not God.
There you go.
You know why? Because God said, not you, not me.
That's it.
God said, choose you.
That's it.
Choose you this day. Choose you this day. This day, I have a choice whether or not I'm going to cuss you out or I'm going to walk away. Right now, I have a choice as to whether or not I'm going to embrace him or reject him. I have a choice whether or not I'm going to embrace her or reject her. So to say no choice, I had no choice. No, the best thing that any single mother can do. And I don't even want to get into the elements as to why that father was not there. I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole.
Right.
Because everyone don't have their chin strap tightened up to be able to deal with that. So I'm not going to walk in there.
That's right.
I'm not going to walk in there. Yeah. One day your kids will have to hear it desensitize it,
Right.
compartmentalize it, and make the necessary adjustments. Because why he's not there is not a story that you're going to give.
Right.
Because he don't have a chance to give his narrative.
Nope.
And it's not fair to say he's just absent and we only hear one version.
There you go.
That's not fair. So I'm just going to deal with the fact that he's absent. I'm just going to deal with the fact that he's absent. Okay, he's absent.
Right.
You are not absent.
Talk about it.
You are not absent.
And the truth is over there.
You are not absent. Now here we go. In order for him to be totally annihilated and ripped into shreds based upon our social climate, he has to be absent. Because of his absence, because of that man's absence, things go into a disarray. If you are not absent and things go into a disarray, explain that to me.
They can't. They can't.
Because it is virtually impossible to do both. One of the most powerful things that you can give is the best representation of what a lady is. Is the best representation of what a lady is. Can I tell you something? Can I go deeper? One of the best representations that you can give is to call his daddy instead of having. We're gonna bite the bullet and we're gonna eat a slice of humble pie because we are so built on leveling up. But we're gonna go and take a little bit, just a small portion of this humble pie, and we're gonna call that man that's not there, that brother you don't need, and we're gonna get into this comment. We're gonna call him and we're gonna let him know, say, listen, I know we're not together, but your son needs you.
Exactly.
Cool. Your son needs you. Now, that is imperative. Now, if you're going to be both parents, you gotta be a man because your son and your daughter needs it. They need the masculine input. All right, you think it sounds bad? It's okay. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Go look at the data. Go look at the data. Don't look at the data. Daughters with active fathers in their lives. Daughters with active fathers in their lives. The propensity and probabilities for teenage pregnancy is much lower.
Higher.
It's significantly lower when she has an active father. Don't look at me. Look at the data.
Frequency is higher. You're right.
Go look at the data.
Yeah.
The same way when you have your high incarceration rate.
Right.
Look at the data. The same way that you look at the data to determine how they're going to build more prisons. They look at students' reading level. They look at their economic background. They look at their family structure. Do they have one parent in the home? Both. Let's look at it.
Right. It shows. It shows the strength of the father.
Now, some people can applaud the exceptions, but that's not the norm. That's why it's the exception.
That's it.
So the highest applause and the highest rendering of service that you can give to him, since you are a single parent, is to give him the best feminine lady that you can possibly be. Why? Because he likes a lady.
Instead of messing with a boy.
Watch this. Watch this. Why should, if all he hears is how stupid he is, how no good he is, how no good his daddy is, how no good they is, you're conditioning him to hate himself.
That's it. Which causes him to want to be a homosexual.
I see. I didn't even go there.
I'm saying. Here's another comment coming up here. I'm gonna let you tackle this one too. Here's another one here.
Here you go. All right, Winter Wars. She want to give. I told you I'm built for the smoke tonight. It says, in the family now, as a woman, we can take care of the family and protect our family as well. It's not about being a morphodite, but is there a lot of men that are in the closet are very weak and feminine? All right, let me deal with this. Can I break down your statement, Miss Winter Wars? I like it. In the family now. In the family, now as a woman, we can take care of the family. You can take care of what? The finances? We make it the same. I'm not saying you cannot take care of the family financially. You got money.
You can do that all day.
That's money. Not a problem. Can you nurture? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So it's so emphatic. It's so interesting that we would have a discussion that we will include the word family, and the man is not even included.
So how do you have a family without the man who gave you the child to have?
I don't get it. Now this is the thing I want to highlight. Brothers, and I'm gonna say this, brothers, if you can do everything you can within your human strength and prayer to be with the lady you have children with or a child with, do it, man. Do it. Ladies, you have a child with him.
That's it.
You and this man both share a life source together. You are forever connected to him. Can I go a step further? Can I go a step further to the young lady? To the young lady. Even if you get married, you're still connected to those children's father.
Period.
You know why? Because the DNA, the life source, the mentality, the personality, the background, how that kid talks, how that kid thinks, how that kid responds. There is something about nature that cannot be substituted with anything else.
There you go.
You can't buy your way out of nature. So yes, you can protect your family from what? The nature of him desiring to see his daddy? The nature of her desiring to see her father? That's nature. You can't protect them from nature.
That's it.
You can protect them. You have a gun. You have a gun to protect them from a burglar, but can you protect them from the hurt that they're experiencing that they don't want to tell you about because they don't want to hurt your feelings? How can you protect them from that? Why my daddy not around?
Can you do it? And tell the truth when he asks the question. Don't lie to him. Tell the truth.
What, mama? I listen to this all the time. So I like to hear the flyness that I'm just no good. Y'all just hate women. No, I love everybody. I love you so much. But I'm listening. See, we talk about the kids. I'm listening. Listen, I'm in the arts. I sit there and listen. I can't say much because if I talk too much, they be like, this joker here. Oh no, you're crazy. No, so I just listen. What do you do when that child? What? Oh, here it goes. How are you going to protect that child when that child says in a meeting at work, at school, that child says, "Mama, if my dad is so horrible, how I get here?" I'm talking about 11-year-olds talking like that.
Talking like this. He bringing it.
11-year-olds. 11-year-olds coming to school crying. The 11 and 12-year-olds coming to school crying because mama promised that I will be able to live with my dad.
That's it.
My mama promised me that.
That's it.
And now she won't even let me talk to him.
Now, look at that.
I know my dad. Here go the boy. I'm listening. Here go the little boy. I know my daddy got a new wife, but my mama said I'll be able to live with him. Every time I'm with my daddy, I get a chance to go fishing. That's that boy's thinking. How can you protect him from that?
I just did. When I go to your message box and hit the click, come on in the room with her. Come on in the room, Winner. She just asked
and I get it. Hey, I get it. You gotta have somebody say, well, men ain't no good. It's never. It has nothing to do with us. See, y'all just getting one.
That's what they start looking to.
Yeah. See. Here it goes. You can't say anything. You can't say anything bad. You can't say anything bad.
That's it.
See, you can't say mama is bad about anything.
Yeah.
Mama was bad too.
Yeah. Mama ain't gonna tell you. Listen, can I tell you? I do this. This is what I do. When old grown men find out after 30 years that the man that your mama despised and said was your daddy was never your daddy. Woo!
How you gonna protect your child from that? That man wasn't even your daddy. See, because they hate women. They hate women. No, I love everybody. But if we're talking about if we're trying to help the kids, let's help them.
That's it. Listen at this here. Elder Shirley Russell, Ms. Russell put up there, man had few opportunities in the women's world.
No, white. That name I think it stands for white man. White man's world.
White man world. So many ran feeling unable to provide for the family.
All right, can I let me destroy the myth and the senseless propaganda.
Yeah.
The first thing is, if you look in the 1950s, if you look in the 40s, 50s, 60s, we were getting married and having families, large families, during a time period when we were getting lynched. Make it make sense. We had no education. I'm about to mess y'all up. Man, let me go and get deep. Y'all up here. Let me go and get up. Let me get my stuff. I'm gonna have to find my juice. I'm gonna have to get my juice back.
What did you say?
I got it in my head. I gotta go to another room. Help me understand this.
Yeah.
You talking about opportunities. We're not talking about the money that was able to be made. We're not talking about voting rights. Nope. I'm not talking. You don't want to go into there. You don't want to play with me. No, y'all don't want to play with me and deal with what happened after Reconstruction. Don't play with me. I'm not talking about voting rights. I'm not talking about legislation. We're talking about families now.
Right.
The social programming and cultural conditioning that's centered around families. We got married at a higher rate when we were getting killed and hung.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry. We were at the back of the bus getting married at a higher rate than other nationalities.
This is true.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Came in. Come on, Winner. We can't see your face.
Okay, well, I'm in now. First of all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm in. How y'all doing?
We good.
It's storming real bad right here in Shreveport, so they probably go out. We lost power. But at the end of the day, as a woman, yes, we can protect our families. No, we can't protect our sons from hurt, but we can talk to them and find out what's wrong so we can get the proper people to help them in a way that they need to, whether it be your uncle, your pastor, your brother, or whoever. So you can't say that we're not trying to protect them and we're not trying to find out and get to the deeply rooted part. But as a mom, yeah, we are there. And yes, their fathers are there as well. But you do have the men that does not want to take care of their children, that doesn't want to be a part of their children's lives. So that's the dogs that I'm talking about. And yes, I did say dogs.
Now this is the problem. This is the thing I want to highlight. You said you can protect them.
Yeah.
Now we have this warped ideology within our culture, and I'm gonna talk real slow because I want to be able to explain anything that can be disagreed. We have a warped ideology within our culture that centers around it takes a village to raise a child. And that's not what God said.
Nope.
God said, parents, train them up.
Yep.
Ain't got nothing to do with the village. The village are extensions. In fact, the entire premise of village raising a child was because of the lack of covenantal connection. And since that man was connected to those women that were considered village wives, and it was no such thing, and I'm gonna put it all together in just a moment, and there was no such thing as DNA testing. Well, that ain't my baby. That ain't my baby. No, bro, she's a village wife. You slept with her. Johnny slept with her, and Bobby slept with her. And everybody, and every baby that comes from her womb, all of y'all protected. Every baby that comes out of her womb, all of y'all provide for them. Now here is the challenge. Now here's the challenge. If I'm going to protect, if I'm going to do it, that's my job, not the village. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about substitutes. I'm not talking about a figure.
Right.
You can be a figure, but not be the actual substance. I'm not talking about a father figure. I know. Can't nobody do what I do.
That's it.
There ain't a man on this planet that can be who my daddy was.
That's right.
Not one man. Not one. Not one woman on the planet can be who my mama was.
That's right.
Not one. Not one. None of them. Not one of them have. No one has ever been on the planet going through those years have been able to give me the influence, because I'm not going to receive it from them the same. Why? I carry their energy. Right. There's a part of their energy that I carry. So when that man says that I'm seeking to protect you, I'm also not simply protecting you from outside danger. I'm protecting you from the inside conflict that I have to deal with, but I know it's still inside of your DNA. I know you got a bad temper. I'm gonna protect you from your temper because you my son. He act just like him.
Yeah.
He act just like her. She act just like her. We try to substitute nature because we don't like it. Instead of saying, okay, how much humble pie I need to eat because that's far greater than my own personal happiness.
Right.
Our own personal happiness has destroyed so much stuff. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing that's not. We talk about grandparents and that. No. Grandma went through drama. Paw had drama.
Okay, we talking about as of today, not way back when, because how they was raised different. They was raised totally different from us. Then the woman was told to stay in the house, cook, feed, and clean, and tend to the kids.
And guess what?
But as in this day and age, it doesn't work like that.
Listen, hold on. Everything had to start somewhere. If you don't identify how it started, you don't know how it got off the track.
That's it.
Because you said, say that again. You said women were cooking and cleaning and what else? I'm sorry.
And tending to the kids.
And that was hard.
While the man went out to work.
And was that horrible?
I mean, it depends. Did the woman?
You know why I say that?
No. You asked me a question. Let me answer it.
Tell me more.
Let me answer it. Okay. Like I said, back then, they didn't know how to say no, that they didn't want to do this and that they didn't want to do that. They had to do what their husbands were told because that's how they was raised. Now we have our own voice. We can speak for ourselves. We can think for ourselves. We can do for ourselves. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a partner and you and your partner get together and that's fine. Y'all work together and do everything together. Yes, I do believe a man supposed to lead and a woman should follow, but there's come a time where it's only so much that I'm going to follow you on. Because if you're wrong, and I'm not going to do it. Now, I'm listening.
If a man loves you, he is not trying to encourage you to do anything wrong.
That's the bottom line.
It's not about encouraging me to do anything wrong. I'm just saying, period.
Let me finish. In fact, if we're going to look at this, the deadbeat brothers, the lame brothers, let's deal with that. Let's deal with that for just a moment because there are some men that don't take care of their children. They don't take. Can I go a step further? Can I go a step further? There are some men that do not take care of their children. I will not deny them. They are some trifling, irresponsible individuals. But I'm trying to figure out the math. Help me with the math. You're a lady. You might be able to help me.
Let's go.
If this man don't take care of his kids, explain to me in a world that is so small, especially with advanced technology, and you can see various things quick. You can see it quick. That it don't take a lot of traveling around. You can see he don't take care of his kids. He didn't beat up his other baby mama, beat up the last baby mama. He got kids all over town. The question is, why do these women keep getting pregnant by him?
Because they're ignorant. It's called ignorant. Some of them grew up looking at it from the inside of their homes, and they grew up looking at it, so they following after their mom and dad's footsteps.
So you mean to tell me that lame
so
brother
it's the same way as a boy, as a boy growing up and he see his mom getting beat every day by his dad, then he's gonna do the same thing to his woman, and the woman after that, and the woman after that, and then when you have kids, that child is gonna do the same thing.
It's so many brothers that do the exact opposite of what they've seen, and vice versa in terms of women. I just do not believe that it should be taken lightly that someone's choice is not taken into account as to whether or not it was the best choice with that person, or was it an unwise choice with that person. See, that's the harsh reality. That brother that may have all them babies all over town, he may have some of the best ice cream you can ever imagine. He may have that ice cream. That is quite subjective. But guess what? It's got to be something, because these other women know he's got babies. These other women know that he on child support and he don't take care of none of his kids. Don't they know
guess
it?
That's when the woman got to take the place to be like, if you're a real woman gonna tell that man, hey, you got these kids over there. They need this, they need that. She gonna make sure that he do what he gotta do to be a real man, because there's no real woman that's gonna want to be with a man that doesn't take care of their kids. Not a real woman. A real woman gonna make sure he take care of the outside kids, the inside kids, because them his kids.
Hold on.
Another woman gonna be like, oh, girl, I don't care about them kids. You can go on about your business. Or tell him, oh, boy, your kids can't come to my house.
You're taking it fast. He got to take care of the outside and the inside kids.
Yeah, because if you got kids, if you with a woman, you already had kids, or you already in a relationship. Like, say if he married and he go out and have more kids,
are we single? Hold on, you change the equation now. You change the equation on me.
No, you need to keep up. Keep up to what I said. I said, if he's married, if he's a married man,
because if we get married, hold on.
He's a married man. Because you talking about the outside niggas and the dogs. Because some of them outside niggas and them dogs be married men.
Hold on. You said married, and don't know married man with some common sense want a partner. A man want a wife, not a partner.
Exactly. But you said that his ice cream is good somewhere else. Wait a minute. Let me hit you with it. Because there's a lot of married men that are married, but not with their wives.
Listen, and vice versa. The point we're talking about, the middle point of origin, was how we're going to protect the kids, how we're going to ensure their mobility.
I just said that a real woman is going to make sure her man takes care of his kids at home and his outside kids. Or whether his kids was before that or whatever. She gonna make sure that every child is tended to, every child has their needs taken care of. But that's a real woman.
And that's why I seek to encourage and inform as many men as possible. Value your life source. Value your seed. Value your life source. Value your seed. Don't just give it away just because she's fine. Don't give it away just because she's attractive. Value it.
Okay.
Make the best possible
I tell men, keep y'all sausages in your pants.
Listen, our time has expired. We got to pick this back up. Oh, next
listen. Don't you go quote that scripture. He that findeth a wife, and now y'all want partners. I got something for your partnership.
Oh no! I don't care about that part. I'm gonna tell you the part I care about. The part that I care about.
Listen.
No, I want to stop talking. No. See, that's where you're wrong. Then the mic just went off on you. Y'all dropped the mic on the whole podcast.
No, it's my turn. Hold on, I'm listening. Listen,
Hey,
we like selective. We like to selectively cherry pick what we gonna grab.
And look, if you want a good wife, you gotta do what it takes to get one, and you gotta do what it takes to keep her. So don't get it.
I know. Hey,
now the world say one thing, but we living in a new day and age. You gotta do this both ways.
I like this. This is absolutely right. Men have to do, women get a chance to be. Men have to do, women get a chance to be and evaluate what we do. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey,
all right, thank y'all too.
It can't be what we
I shall return. Look, I shall return. And Marcus, Mr. Marcus, keep saying my name out loud. Make me famous and proud.
Okay, listen, well, come back on next Monday night with us. You the only
I will. I'll be on Monday night.
Come on. You the only one.
I will return.
Come on. Come back on with us Monday night. We're going to continue this same stuff.
And I want to see your face.
Well, we're going through a tornado right now, sweetheart.
Okay.
But my face is very pretty. Don't get it twisted. It's all natural. Don't make it
hold on now. Listen.
I said what I said, and I'm through with it. I said what I said.
Yeah.
We got to go. This show is getting too hot.
Hey, man.
So next Monday night,
men must do. She said men must do. Men must do. So you get a chance to be and observe what is being done.
I sure do. I sit back, I listen, I look, and they probably take me 6 months before I let a nigga say, hey.
See? Oh,